All right, Muscle Car Corner here. I'm at the Gainesville Gatornationals with Krista Baldwin. She's a new up-and-comer in Top Fuel, and I did get a chance to meet her at U.S. Nationals last year, and we spoke briefly. And she's here at Gainesville, and you qualified 16th, didn't you?
Currently, yes. We're waiting for possibly one more session today, but unfortunately the rain is hitting us. But it's also Florida. You never know what the weather's going to do. So we might have a window. So I'm hoping to better my 3:99 run.
Oh, that would be awesome. I did watch your run last night. It was a good one. And
no, it was on a ripper. I mean, the second I hit the gas and I got to 60 foot, I knew it set me back in the seat. And I knew it was going to be a good one. But unfortunately, my brain did not translate to my foot correctly. And so I lifted right about 500 feet. But
wow.
I mean, still getting past almost to the 8th and still running a 3:99 and a 1,000 foot. I was on track to be a 3:77.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing if you would have stuck in it.
Yep, but you know, it's all about a learning curve and just continue to learn more about the car and just be more comfortable about it.
Gotcha. Now let's go back a little bit of time in history in drag racing with your grandfather. Can you elaborate on him and your generations through the years? So.
Yeah, I'm actually a third generation Top Fuel racer and team owner. My grandpa is Chris Kirmasinis, the Greek, the first to 200 in 1960 in Alton, Illinois.
Wow.
And he just retired from driving Top Fuel cars just 5 years ago in 2020.
Unbelievable.
1 week shy of his 90th birthday.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, so he obviously is a huge inspiration for me to be in this. I literally grew up in these pits, watching my grandpa, watching my dad, Bobby Baldwin, go through the motions and be able to drive these race cars. And now that I'm actually in the car, I'm feeling what they felt, and obviously I am addicted to it.
Well, it's got to be in the genes.
Oh, it is. It is, and I have so much fun here because this is where I grew up, and this is where my fans are, and my friends, and my family, and this is where I want to be all the time.
Nice. You grew up in Florida.
No, I grew up in Southern California, but just being at the racetrack
gotcha.
is the vibe.
You just love the Gainesville Speedway.
Yes.
I've been coming to this track, and it'll make me sound real old, since 73. And I never missed a race till 2002 here every year. Huge drag racing fan, so.
Oh yeah, and you know, especially now, I mean, Gainesville is our first race of the year. So it's like that off season, you're ready to come down south out of the snow and just burn some nitro.
No doubt there. So talking about the car itself, what was the learning curve the first time you were in a Top Fuel car? What was the learning curve on the horsepower and you handling and all that at a lady at your age? It's just amazing. I love to see women in motorsports. I was a huge fan of Shirley Muldowney's. We're friends still today. Matter of fact, we're having dinner tonight. And I love to see the women. And you getting in it so young. It's amazing to me that somebody your age can handle the horsepower of this car. No disrespect whatsoever.
No,
but
not at all. I mean, 12,000 horsepower is quite the task.
Eye-opening.
Yes, quite the task to accomplish. But honestly, I drove an injected nitro car in the alcohol ranks for 5 years. That's 5.2 seconds, 280 miles an hour. And being in a top alcohol dragster really taught me how, you know, racers etiquette, navigating down the racetrack, knowing where you are on the racetrack, identifying problems within the seat. You know, you only have a few seconds to make that split-second decision going down the track. So, but the jump from alcohol to nitro is absolutely totally different.
Oh my God.
I mean, granted, the cockpit's about the same and my procedures are about the same, but the second you hit that gas, it's unbelievable. I mean, you go from 4,000 horsepower to 12,000 horsepower, and I mean, I'm going faster than in the 8th mile than I did at the quarter mile in the alcohol dragster.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, like the first time I did it, I was so nervous, and it was in my grandpa's car, and obviously, like, we stayed behind in St. Louis after the national event, and this was the day. This is what I've been working towards. This is the dream come true this day. And so the first run I made the rookie mistake, and I did not tighten my chin strap. So the second I hit that gas, my head went straight back, and I had to lift. Like, there was nothing around it. Believe me, I beat myself up for the next hour, and Grandpa's like, it's okay, you're fine. we'll do it again.
Gotta let it roll off your back a little bit.
So we do it again, and they told me to take it to half track or wherever I felt comfortable, and I legged it all the way down and ran a 3:99 on my first run. So it was absolutely insane. Like the sheer power. I mean, the second I even hit the gas for the burnout, like the second it got up on the tire, I'm like, oh my God, this is totally different. But it's so empowering being able to drive these cars. Like this is literally a rocket ship. I am on the fine line of running 330 miles an hour or becoming a ticking time bomb. And that adrenaline and just living on the edge, that's what makes this so exciting.
Oh, I bet. Well, I can see the passion you have for it already at your age. I'd love to see you really excel through the years. Now let's talk about, I saw on your bio that this is your team now and you paid for it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing what the banks will do for you when you beg and plead.
Yeah.
But no, this is where I wanted to be, and I knew that taking that next step from the family car that I had with my grandpa, I knew that I needed to be a competitive 3.7 car.
Sure.
Quite this weekend, I am 16th with a 3.99 just because I shut the car off early, but 15th is a 3.79.
Wow.
Like that is how tight the field is, and if you are not running 370s, then you might not even come out. I mean,
no doubt.
It is so cutthroat now, but that's also the exciting part of it. That's the competitiveness inside of you, and so all the work that you do at the shop and at home will translate onto that racetrack. And believe me, I live and breathe this race car all the time.
You turn wrenches on it?
I can, yeah. No,
That's awesome.
That was one cool thing about the alcohol car. I learned how to work on these cars because the more I know what's happening behind me, the better I'm going to be as a driver. And when I have those talks with my crew chief, Scott Graham, we can sit there and discuss, okay, is this how we want the car set up? Is this what am I feeling the right thing? So my input is also a huge benefactor to the tune-up.
Of course. It gives a telltale of what's going on as well as your times and what the car did and how it performed.
Absolutely. And every time I get out of the car, I go and look at the computer with him because I want to know, okay, so what was I feeling? Was that exactly what we needed to do? Or do I need to learn from it? Or what is the situation? I mean, I can literally talk to someone 20 minutes for what a 3.7 second run feels like.
Wow.
Like,
really?
That's how
you
much
can feel it in your bones.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
That's amazing. So let's look real quick at the telemetry in these vehicles. Talk to me just quick about, what you've got here on this screen and what do you use when you're going down the quarter mile? Is there anything you use on that, or do you go by ear? Or?
So a lot of it's by sound and feeling. The biggest thing is the feel. So I am like in direct line of the rear end. And so actually when I feel something in my hips, that's when I need to make the split second decision. Like
really?
The second I feel something of a tire spin or a shake, okay, am I going to be able to continue? Am I going to be able to get through this tire shake, or is it just a quiver? Or do I need to slap it, or do I need to shut the car off? Am I going to make it to the finish line? And all these things are going through your head.
Wow.
And so my whole cockpit becomes muscle memory. I really don't look down at anything. Like past the pre-stage, I am up and I am eyes forward, ready to go. Like have my marker down the track to be straight as I can be.
Well, you have no time to be looking at anything but the track, because the end of it comes pretty dang fast, pretty quick.
3.7 seconds, it's insane. I mean, when we hit the gas in these cars, we're experiencing 4 to 5 Gs right at the starting line. And then when the clutch goes 1-to-1 with the motor, it's almost as if the car is taking off again. So we're adding another 1 to 2 Gs in the middle of the track. And then when I get through the track and I pull the parachutes, that's like everything is coming back towards you. And so I'm literally like, my head hits the dash practically.
What does that feel like, that power and putting you in the seat, and when you let off of it, your inertia is going forward at that point?
Yeah, if I am not tight in my belt, I will literally start sliding up. Like It's insane. But no, just the feeling, it's you're on this roller coaster of a lifetime. I mean, the experience and the noise and how rude this car is. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
this car is a beast. And just to be able to finesse it all the way down the racetrack in one piece is just such an accomplishment.
Well, I like your moxie, you know, somebody your age that's in doing this, man. When your mom asked me about an interview, I said, oh, of course. I said, I love to get the women that are in drag racing. And I don't know if you notice it, but you got a lot of younger girls that are coming around, and
Yes.
they are super interested in this sport. Now, I was down at Bradenton, it was last year, and they had the small junior dragsters, and it's so cool to talk to them about what their expectations are in
Yes.
life. You know,
Yes.
and I just love seeing these young people get in drag racing. In my time, it was always seasoned people in their 40s, or earlier, but today generation is out there getting it done when you're in your 18, 20 years
Yeah.
old. It's like, what? How can you guys be so advanced now?
Well,
you
one
know?
thing that I've learned at a young age is that you really only live once, and you have no clue when this is going to end. So you might as well go for the passion and go for what you want to do. And what I want to do is to be in that seat
Man.
every weekend. And I worked so hard to get the sponsorship and the funding and the right parts and the right pieces and the right tune-up and the right crew guys. And I mean, this is a business within itself.
It's
I mean,
huge.
It's tough. I mean, I have my regular 9-to-5 job, but I also do this on the side. I mean, this is my 5 to 9 job. After work, I come
Really?
and I try and figure out what I need to do to be successful in this.
And what do you do besides this?
I am the director of marketing for Paul Lee's aftermarket clutch companies.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
that's
manage
cool.
5 brands. I do all the marketing for him. So my day job is
You're a busy bee.
my day job, I get to talk about clutches and torque converters and transmissions, and then my side job, I get to drive these cool race cars.
And you have got the life, let me tell you what.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but believe me, it's definitely worth it the second you hit that gas.
The passion that I see in your eyes is something that I think you're going to go far. And I just hope in the future, I'm going to keep in touch, and we need to keep in touch. And I want this video will be well received on YouTube. So, I love these. I've got a lot of the old drag racers on. I got Don Garlitz was one of my first interviews when I got this YouTube channel going, and we're still friends, and we keep in touch. So same here. And what's the next race you're going to race? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet. That's to be determined. I had a little bit of a shakeup over the off season, so currently the Gainesville is my only race on the books right now, but believe me, I am working as hard as I can to get back out there. These cars do not run on good faith and dreams.
They do not.
So I got to find a bigger marketing partner to come on board with me.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because this gets around to a lot of people throughout the world. What type of a partner are you looking for on this? And, have you had any, anybody approach you on it yet? Or,
yeah, I mean, believe me, I have renderings and proposals and, trying to think outside the box. I mean, these companies on the side of the car, and to make something successful, it needs to be a B2B deal.
Gotcha.
Like the return on investment, the days of putting a sticker on a race car are gone.
Gotcha.
Like, you need to make a business deal that works for both parties. And so that's the big thing, is like, you got to think really outside the box. And believe me, I'm working and I'm wheeling and dealing. And even this weekend for Redline, we're doing a big promotion for its International Women's Day today. So as one of their ambassadors, I said, hey, let's try and make something work for Gainesville. I mean, it's Women's Day, and and I am here for a lifetime. So I'm not going anywhere, but I just got to keep digging deeper and keep getting those proposals out and keep trying to network and get the right people, and, just trying to make it work.
Out there in YouTube land, if there's anybody that wants to do any sponsor on this car, get a hold of Krista. I'd like to see her go far with this. And I see the guys are starting to get around the vehicle real quick. What's going to happen tonight? Do you know? I don't think we're going to get anything in. Doesn't look like it.
It looks pretty dark out here.
Still raining, so
Still
at 4 o'clock, so.
Yeah, it's a little tough, and especially if it does stop raining now. Unfortunately, it is starting to get a little too cool, so they're not going to be able to drive the track. But The good news is I'm in the show tomorrow. I'm in 16th, the last place, but
I love it.
You can win a drag race from the 16th spot. There's
sure
one
can.
winner and one loser.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your first win. Big fan already.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to meet you and talk with you, and we'll do this again. I'm going to be at Bristol, Indy, and Pomona
right.
this year, so maybe we can do it again.
Sounds
and
good.
do an update on where you're at.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Take care.